So we finally had our presentation. It was a mid-session presentation to see what work we have done since the last observations they have given us. Then also we had to prepare a whole 20 page presentation and the evidence of the work we have done. My group has worked hard and I'm very happy that we did not go empty-handed like most of the other groups went. It was fine, and crazy thing is that the last time when it was in December, I was very nervous. I had prepared for the last 15 days before the presentation happened. My body was shaking and I was very nervous. But this time around, I did not prepare that much. You would be laughing. You'd feel like what I was doing just before the presentation. It was 13th of May. I went to the gym and one of my gym mate asked me to if I can tag along with him to a wedding. He's supposed to go alone, but he wanted somebody to come. For a person who is this introvert, it's quite a surprise that I say yes to almost everything. Such a people pleaser I am. And I hesitated a bit because I still haven't finished my presentation yet. I mean, the slides I still haven't did the final touching, but I said yes anyway. Now I came back home, did all the things I could have managed in that time. The presentation I have completed. Also asked all of my group mates to coordinate all the things if there are any changes necessary. Then I went to the wedding. Yeah, the food was great. I mean, the diet was compromised, but who says no to a free food? And yeah, it was good. I came back home and now I started to feel a little bit nervous. And I gave the project report work to two of my group mates. They did what they could, but I wasn't that satisfied. So I reopened it, started editing it again, and it was a mess, honestly. I didn't realize how difficult it was until I had to edit each and every sentence of every para just so this plagiarism checker don't detect any kind of copied material. It was such a hectic task. I almost worked till 5:30 a.m. and the result was quite satisfactory because only 93% plagiarized. I mean, only 7% plagiarized material was there, and some of the websites were even showing 100%. I don't know how it was possible. However, I was at least uh, contented that I have done all the things I could do. Now I woke up at 9 a.m. My presentation was scheduled at 11 a.m. That's a long story again. So I told my group mate to print the presentation thing because I'm extremely sorry the video got suddenly interrupted due to my mobile having not much storage. However, let me continue the part. So I told him to print the project report from his place because it was much more cheap there. Now I slept at 5:30 a.m. and woke up around 9. So I was all set to do whatever I had to do. Now I it was around 10:30 called him. He was supposed to come to my house and then we would have moved to the college. He did not pick up the call. After 10 minutes I called him again and he still did not pick up. Now after I called him again, it was 10:45. I was like, "Please bro, pick it up." And he still did not pick it up. I wasn't panicking, but I would say I was a bit worried about him. Like, is he stuck in at something or any problem? However, I still had to go to my college It was almost 11 a.m., the time where we had to actually present that. Now it was 10:50. I had no choice. I called a Rapido and I was there. I went to the college. In the midway, glad he called. He told the police find him because of some parking issue. So I was relieved, but also mad. Like, you could have informed me at least. Then, anyway, I shoved it aside. I still printed it from this place because I was worried if he didn't make it, I had nothing to present or show to them. Now I went to the college. I was all set for receiving all the bashing things, the words which will be thrown at me about punctuality and stuff. Well, guess what? Even the first group didn't show up. We were group two, so no one was there. I mean, only the faculties were sitting there just playing around or joking around. I don't know what they are talking. Now, I went there and I went into total apologetical mode. I said, "Sir, I'm very sorry. One of my group mates is still in the road. He's coming after 30 minutes." He said, "The session hasn't even started." But it was like 11:15 or something. I was like, "Okay, fine." I went to the next room where some other classmates were sitting, and I asked them like what happened, why. They said no one came, and you know our college, what happens here. I was glad that I don't have to listen anything about punctuality, but I was disappointed. Like, we have hurried so much that I had to print this again. I know he has printed all the project report, but I also had to print and I had to spend money on it. It was so unfair to me. Now, however, our our presentation started, and he arrived before that only. And the only person who was unimpressed or was trying to sabotage us was none other than our mentor. Yes, that guy. He was there. At some point, we were actually delivering. We had something to show up. Like, other groups didn't have that. We had listened to all the observations they gave us last time. We actually did the work. But the faculties were kind of satisfied and kind of they wanted us to work more. Like, they are never satisfied, and okay, I understand, because they want us to work harder and reach at a very efficient point. However, this mentor had some other issues. He went again, like, why don't we connect with him? I really was very close to tell him that we don't like you, you harass us, you're the most atrocious person I've ever met. At some point, even like, he didn't have any technical questions. He had all the questions of our, like, why were these, why were like this, like about us, like ask us about the project. We are delivering, that's what matters, right? We're working actually. You can criticize us about the not getting the final output or something, but you are here just criticizing about us, our ways, our methods, and everything unrelated to the project. Now there was this person who was the main coordinator of the project. He was supporting us. He was telling him, even the other faculties were telling him, like, he was complaining to us like, why your other three groommates didn't even show up in the meeting. I told them they are out there giving the interviews and everything, so they aren't here now. And if you have any kind of question, then you can ask them directly. Even the other faculties present in the room were like, just leave them. Why are you so